Hey, what's going down, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Solo Effect, shouting for the R&B Talk Show. I'm the DJ and the podcast host of the R&B Talk Show. And on here, you guys will see me interview some legendary artists, like, was it Michael Cooper, Glenn Jones, uh, Mr. Dalvin, Howard Hewitt just last night. That was a great highlight moment, so you can say of my career last night. So, say big shouts to all the Howard Hewitt fans checking out the interview and everything. Yo, what's up, Keith? Keith R&B, that's a real cool brother right there, saying, all the way from Chi-Town, great songwriter, my personal opinion on that one. But tonight's guest, going to be interviewing Deon Robertson, and looking forward to talking about his journey in the business, as an artist, and like the brother, man, he does a little bit of everything, So, matter of fact, I'm gonna look at his, gonna read some of his background. He just put out, he been putting music out for like 20 years since 2005. So, when I read some of his biography, let me see, besides his career, he does modeling, he does fitness industries, and also works as a nurse. So yeah, so he pretty much do a little bit of everything and stuff like that so far. So I was like, wow, man, that's incredible, just to somebody who got a great resume like that, man. So I think that's pretty cool and stuff. So I'm pretty sure, because even though he's running late, so I'm pretty sure and stuff like that, though. But looking forward to interview the cat. Matter of fact, I'm going to DM him and see where he's at. And besides that, I know you guys watched the Michael Jackson trailer. Because matter of fact, once I get done with this interview, I'm going to get on Instagram and talk about that and everything. And let me see. This we can talk about that. So then, hold on. Is it here? Nah, there you go. Okay. I'm on. Yeah, I'm on live. I'm on live on YouTube. I'm on live now. YouTube. Okay. I just see him a link, so that way he will know. Because I get it, though, because sometimes a bunch of stuff, we all got a lot of stuff going on, everything. And, say sometimes things kind of happen above head. But yeah, get to the Michael Jackson biopic. Uh, yeah, man, when I saw it, I said, man, that's pretty dope, man, to see that, because I knew it was going to be good. I mean, any movie that Antoine Fuqua directed, and plus, his graphic looks and the staff team, the stuff they put together, it's like, hey, it's going to be a point. And I'm glad that, not trying to come off bias, like that, but I'm glad it was a black film director that was directing that. Somebody that can relate to us. And keep in mind, Antoine Fuqua used to be a music video director back in the day. He's directed videos for, was it Tony Braxton? Was it All for One? I mean, the list goes on and stuff. So, he's a great, director. So he'll go from directing music videos back in the 90s to become, one of the outstanding directors. That's saying something, man. So the brother's definitely a legend in this business. The stuff he did, for Denzel Washington, come on, man. Can't get no better than that, what I'm saying? But I'm glad that we finally got the Michael Jackson trailer. The biopic is gonna be crazy. And I could just imagine, man, all the movie theaters, man, around the world that's still around, they're gonna make more money than they ever did in a long time, man. I kid you not, what I'm saying? So this biopic is definitely gonna top the Jackson American Dream, in my opinion. Not to come off like that, but the Jackson American Dream was good. But the part I hate about was we didn't get a chance to see the Jackson's era, from Enjoy Yourself, from Blame It on the Boogie, and stuff like that. We didn't get a chance to see none of that. It's like they went from like when Catherine and Joe first got started, when they was young, then they got married, had kids. Fast went all the way up, got famous on Motown and stuff. Then everything stopped in '76 after that. It was like a cutoff. So like we didn't get what they, like like the self-titled album of Jackson's, when you get the Destiny album and all that. So it's crazy. But this right here is definitely gonna do justice. And looking forward to seeing that, man. You know, all those great eras of Michael's life. So that's gonna be very interesting to see that and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And plus us fans, you know, we get a chance to see 30 live with 30 performances already recorded. So some of those gonna be like short films that Michael did back in the day that Jafar's already redoing. And some of those are like live concerts and everything. So yeah, man, it's gonna be bananas, man, to see that. Because you know, I'll put it to you this way. You know, when I thought about, I tell you what biopics should have been better. And I wish that Bobby Brown would have had a better film director. Cause no offense, the guy that directed it and everything, but I wish that Bobby Brown's biopic could have been on somewhere else besides BET. That's my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? And plus, if you're gonna tell a biopic, tell it right. Like that movie should have been focused on his live performances. You know, him winning, you know, a couple of awards. You know, him soaking in the moments and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But it pretty much stuff has stayed on him. You know, my opinion. The New Edition story was good, but far as like the Bobby Brown story, I felt like it did him dirty. You feel me? And hold on, y'all. I was trying to plug it in. But yeah, you know, I feel like it did him dirty to a certain core and everything. So we just gonna keep going live until this brother shows up. I'm gonna give it about like, you know, at least like 8:20. You know what I'm saying? I know it's running late, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, man, messed me up. I was like, dang, man. I said, man, this sucks right here. You know, this stuff. So, but yeah, man. So I'm hyped about the movie, man. And then on top of that too, this biopic gonna set the record straight about a lot of stuff. So, for what I was told, you know, and reading some of the interviews and stuff like that, the staff team that just finished part one and everything, so it's gonna start from, you know, his upbringing in the '60s, you know, gets out of Motown, you know, 1969, then have success, then lead to, you know, every single detail of his career. You know, so by the time Michael turned 18, by the time he did the Wiz and the Destiny album, Off the Wall, Thriller, Triumph. I mean, you name it. So it's gonna be a monster, man, to see that. You know what I'm saying? So looking forward to that. But the only thing, man, you know, I thought to myself, you know, with critics, this would trips me out too. Like the man had been a lot, I mean, you know, I mean, if people didn't actually see that, that's a problem. But you know, in this world, man, it could be some cruise not even funny, man. But Mike could be who he was, no matter how famous and big he was, you know, it just people just tear him down. So this movie gonna set the record straight. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see it. And I know it's gonna look good, man, you know, and stuff. But man, you know, yeah, that trailer, man, be like that trailer, man, pretty much hit viral, man. So the way it looked and stuff, I was like, wow, man. You know, because you know, I thought about it was like, no offense to any Michael Jackson person or nothing like that, but I'm glad that somebody in the family, I'm glad somebody that not only sounds like Michael, but he can also, you know, dance exactly like Michael Jackson, you know. Because the thing is, I mean, you know, we all see MJ in person. There's somebody real good, but I'm glad somebody that's close to him. And I see some comment people talking about, oh, that's Jermaine's son. Yeah, of course that's Jermaine's son. Duh, of course it's like Jermaine, that's his son. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, see, he plays his uncle, man. So chill out, watch the movie, man. It's not even that serious, bro. It'd be grown ass adults to be acting like it, man. I tell you, though, made no damn sense. And stop by, what's going on, Queen? How you doing? You know, say just wait on his guests to come through. You know, if you don't show up at 8:20, then you know your boy's out of there. Exactly, he's a Jackson. At the end of the day, you know he's a Jackson. So what the hell y'all tripping? Because I was like, I could not see no other Michael Jackson impersonator, man, doing a biopic. It just don't sit right. You know, sit with me at all. You know what I'm saying? The Amy boy itching and everything, but it just says sitting right with me, man. So I can't see nobody, you know, playing MJ. So for me, I felt like it was a slap in the face, you know what I'm saying, by seeing that. So for me, I feel like that wasn't even cool at all. So, but you know, so you get a lot of dudes and then you don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's the sad part about that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the world we live in and everything. But I want to say this too. Thank you all for enjoying the interview I did with Howard Hewitt last night. I really appreciate, I really appreciate you all and stuff, especially the Howard Hewitt fans, man. I'll tell you, it's a diehard fans. We had like over 20 views. Down right now, the interview's up to like over 100 something, views, and I think maybe 50 something likes last time I checked. And for me, I was more focused on his solo career because I want to, get the Shalimar, his early success in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s out the way and focus on his solo career on up because it seems like the sad part about it, nah, man, 8 o'clock, man. What the world? And, actually now, yeah, APO Steve Time. You can, okay, actually, right now. Join it. Yeah, East Coast. East Coast time. Yeah, he's getting ready to come through and stuff. So, okay, so yeah, I'm in the Midwest. I'm in Midwest East. He's in Midwest, kind of call like north side. So he must be like Chicago then. Yeah, I just left a message to Deon Robertson, but make a long story short, man, just okay. Oh Lord, let me. Okay, he said, "Oh Lord, let me pull over." Okay, he's coming through. Yeah, but thank you all for taking the time to check out the interview I did last night. Because my thing is, I want people to know more about his solo stuff than the stuff we do with Shalimar. Only reason why, because the fans already know about the history. So let's talk about, you know, some of his best moments. You know what I'm saying? I mean, songs like Amen and Definitely Show Me. Come on, man. Whew. James, I told Howard, I said, dude, you put your foot in that joint, man. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing too, man, because somebody asked me what the difference between, singers and singers. I said singers, they put the whole foot and soul into it. It's like when they sing a song, it's like they sizzle it, the first verse. Then it start heating up. After that second hook, by the time the second verse comes, man, it's over, man. They blast off. Here comes the bridge, and the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? So, it's amazing when you see stuff like that, all the time. And it was crazy though. He said he recorded a song in his empty house, and while he was making that project and stuff like that. So I was like, wow, man. At the time, I think it was like his second crib he lived there, whatever. But yeah, man, definitely, man, he definitely is an icon, man, and stuff. Because one thing I forgot to even mention about that, well, maybe next time if I see him in person, or if I do interview him again, I should have mentioned about. I said, man, like, you never deserve a Star Walk of Fame. But the good thing about it too, as long as he got a Grammy and an Emmy and the street name, hey, he's good to go. So ain't got to worry about nothing on that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the cool part about that. And wait on it, brother. Okay, he'll let me know that he pulled. So he came in. But yeah, so like I said, I had a good time of, you know, see, my thing was I was making sure you guys had a good time of enjoying, his journey, as an artist and everything and stuff. And be honest with you, I'm trying to think who could play Howard Hewitt, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think who could play that brother. Cause that's a good question. Cause we definitely had, you definitely had to start. I mean, it's one thing to talk about a shot about stuff, but I'm like, it's talking about his solo career. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think who could play him, man. He'll probably come to mind. You know what I'm saying? And everything. But yeah, man. No doubt about it, man. He definitely made his career, man. He said, so like he pretty much made a name for himself. So yeah. Terrence Howard. I can see that. Terrence Howard, I can see that. Yep. I can see that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think he go full beard. Of course, with makeup and everything, I can see that. Okay, here he is right here.
See me.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
My man. Forgive me, I got my time zones all jacked up.
You know what? Because I thought to myself, I was like, he must be in Chicago or somewhere maybe close to that, the Midwest.
Yeah, I've been doing interviews all week, so it's been like, time zones, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm here.
What's up, man? Hey, but I thought to myself, I was like, well, if you don't have enough power in his phone, and if he had no charger, hey, don't worry about it, brother. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here, man. I'm here, and I'm parked.
You parked? Okay, me. All
I'm
right,
parked
man.
and legal.
Man, so for everybody, this is the one and only, Deon Robertson, man.
I'm here, and I just left the gym, y'all. So don't judge my kind of attire right
now. But I want to congratulate you on your brand new single called "Working Out for Your Good." How did that record come about?
Well, actually, I was going through some stuff myself, and I was just writing. I didn't have anything like that I needed to prepare to release at the time. And I got with this producer, his name is Jay Skills, and I told him my idea, and we just went with it, man. And next thing you know, we here. I was just encouraging myself, dealing with some family stuff, school stuff, and things like that. And God told me, he was like, man, it's always going to work out for your good because I'm in control. And that's where the song came from.
Absolutely. We definitely, great positive music, especially this day and era, man.
Oh, man. we all do.
I tell you, man, stuff. Because I looked at your artistry page on Apple Music and Spotify. I said, wow, man, he been putting music out since 2005, man, 20 years. And I thought to myself, I said, I don't know if it hit him yet. I was like, this is like his 20th anniversary, so it may not feel like it to you, but I was like, that's a journey, man.
It is. I didn't even think of that, man.
Yeah.
And actually, that would have been, the 20 years would have been April 15th.
Okay.
That would have been that was when I first recorded my very first single. So yeah.
Because I was reading your bio, I was like, okay, he does modeling, fitness industries, and also, as a nurse. So I was like, wow, they got all these titles, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I wonder how he found the day of when, he could balance it all at once. Because I could just only imagine, like the time zones and try to get in one mode to an artist mode to a nurse mode and stuff.
Oh yeah, you're rolling around with your head cut off, but you can do it though. I mean, it's, you said balance. That's exactly what I'm learning to do right now is balance. It's quite fun, if I'm honest. It's quite fun because it's a blessing to be able to be exposed to all of your passions and not be stuck behind one. So it's really cool, actually.
Absolutely. And somebody told you 18, say, hey, this is what you're going to do. You'd be like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's true because the 13-year-old me thought I was going to be a full-time artist at 13. That did not happen. I ended up going to school. I ended up going to work. I ended up modeling. I ended up doing a lot of things that I had no idea I would be doing. So my grandma used to say all the time, you want to make God laugh, tell me your plans. So there we are. We all giggling around here.
Absolutely. I want to start from the very beginning. So growing up, when did you discover that you wanted to be an artist, and who encouraged you to want to become an artist?
So growing up, I grew up as a quartet kid. We were at quartet singings all the time, you know.
Wow.
Uh, so I mean, I talk about them all the time. The Truthettes, those are my
Mhm.
folks. I grew up listening with them. The peanut butter and jelly. I don't want no peanut butter and jelly. So I was very young, and my grandmother was really instrumental in grooming that gift. And I was like, man, I would like to do this. Now I didn't even know if I could sing. I could sing yet, but I figured I could if my grandmother would have me behind her piano and things like that. But I was pretty young. I was probably really around 8 years old when I realized that's what I really wanted to do. And my mom said when I was younger, I would sit in my high chair and if the food was good, I do that now. If the food was good, I'd be humming. So
Wow.
it's been some years on it.
Wow. So you was coming up, because I know a lot of people tell me, it's why people go from a church, you can listen to R&B and stuff, So was your family cool with that, And so like, as long as it was good, but as long as it wasn't derogatory, say it was stuff.
No, my family was good with it was good as long as it was somewhat clean. You know, they won't
Yeah.
be out there, out there naked, and selling it. But no, my family is not like that. You got to keep God first, for sure.
Yeah.
But I was allowed to explore my passion. Yes.
So around the time you was a teenager, we started like developing like the writing skills. Did it develop early, or that kind of like came later as like the older you got, the more seasoned you became?
That's a great question. Actually, I was forced to start learning to write.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, my dad actually started forcing me to learn. He was like, I was like, I can't write. He was like, yes, you can. And he just kind of like forced me, and it just happened. It wasn't anything that took a lot of time. I just started writing down my thoughts, and I've always been kind of into vocal arrangement, so it just kind of flowed. And next thing I knew, I wrote my first song,
Oh
and it's
wow.
called Wonderful. Yeah.
Wow. Do you still have that piece of like the piece of paper, or just like somewhere gone,
I
disappeared?
do actually. No, I still have because I was writing down like memoirs of my life and I was watching, looking at different things that I had saved and I ran across some of the old writings and I was like, I don't have a clue what I was talking about at that time. But yeah, it was yeah, I still have some of it.
Yeah. So by the time you was 18, what direction did you want to go? But when you went to senior high school, it's like, okay, I want to go to college. This is what I want to do and stuff. Or God had like other plans for you for like another career.
I was singing pretty heavy during that time, during my high school career. That's what I was kind of known for. I was like, oh, you the one with the curly hair that can sing. That's what I was known for. So, I knew what I wanted to do, but opportunities don't come. I would say it wasn't my time to be full time yet.
Right.
So it just didn't happen right then. But so I ended up going to school for the first time. I started late because I wanted to spend a couple years. My mom said, you can be an artist, but you're gonna do something. You're gonna be an artist. You're gonna go to school or you're going to work. So I chose to be an artist, and I did it in my own terms for about 2 years, and then I went back to school.
Wow.
Yeah,
The self-titled album, well, yeah, called Deon in 2005. Where was you at that time in your mind when you recorded that project?
I was just hungry during that time. I knew I wanted to be. I wanted to. I didn't necessarily want to be famous. I just wanted to be an artist. I wanted to be able to put out good music and people hear it and respect it. That's what I wanted at the time. Uh, yeah.
So like 5 years later, you put out your second album called Covered. So you thought to yourself, like, okay, I would just get started, trying to figure out, okay, where I'm at, say mentally and stuff. So
Uh,
you thought to yourself, like, okay, I got this all figured out by the time you did your second project.
did not. I did not have it all figured out. I was still I was trying to find my voice at the time. Because like I said, growing up in the church, I was a church singer. So learning to be on stage and be in the studio, you have to those are two different worlds.
Yeah.
and I wanted to sing full out all the time and just give it all. And that's, you got to be tactful in the studio. You got to learn, studio vocals and things like that. But by the time Cover It did, we did start making that, I had really learned how to arrange and kind of pace myself vocally in the studio. So that album, I want to say that I grew a ton doing that project, but I still didn't know if I wanted to be more soul or urban or traditional, because I enjoy many types of music, from jazz to classical to hip hop. I enjoy, and I always wanted to create a sound that was mine with all those elements and still be able to sing the songs and not be in a box, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I feel like now where I am, I've owned that craft, and I'm able to take the sound that I enjoy and create something new.
I can only imagine that. Here it is, like you could be like 21, 22, and one part you want to make the type of music you feel like people will like, then the other half you're like, man, like if I do this, people will laugh at me, man, like how in the world I'm gonna have all this fit in, man, like, and
Yeah,
make you feel like you're embarrassed, but you're not embarrassed, you know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't associate with you, that type of thing.
right, right. I Because of the way I grew up, I was always a little bit bashful and shy, because I knew what I wanted to do and I knew what I was called to do, but my friends and my peers were not doing the same thing. So it made it a little bit more difficult because I wanted to fit in, but I also wanted to do my own thing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
So I struggled with that for a little while. And then I kind of just grew out of it. It wasn't anything I should have been praying about it, but it wasn't nothing I was praying about. I kind of just grew out of that phase and went my
yeah,
own direction. Yeah.
absolutely. 4 years later, you drop another song called the Christmas song that came out in 2014. You know, it's crazy too, though, because we don't see a lot of people put out a lot of Christmas covers and everything. So,
Yeah.
what inspired you to want to do this?
Actually, a producer here in Oklahoma, he was like, "Hey, I'm doing this project of mine," and he's the organist, amazing organist. His name is Jeremy Thomas, and he was like, "I want you to come to the studio and sing this for me." And I was like, "Okay, sure." So it wasn't even supposed to be mine; it was supposed to be his.
Oh
But
wow,
he was like, I just decided. I talked to my manager at the time, and I was like, "What do you think about us using this as a single for Christmas? It's my favorite holiday." And we were like, "Okay, let's do it." So that kind of happened, and then I think right after that is the More Than a Friend, and what came out in
yeah,
2015. Yeah,
yeah, 2015. Yep.
yeah, and that song came about because I was like, I've already talked about my grandmother. I was very, very close to her. So when she passed away, that was one of the songs I had recorded prior to her passing, and I had to release it because she loved the song, and I really did actually learn to communicate with God differently. I
Wow.
had to learn that relationship because I took her passing very, very hard. So I had to, More Than a Friend was a big thing for me personally, because I had to really, really get into my relationship with God, because I had to learn that He is more than for everything that you can possibly need. You can depend on Him for everything. So that's where that song came from.
Yeah, I tell you, it's one thing, you can have a mother's love, man. Ain't no like a grandmother's love, man. Like that's a
Nothing
whole
like it,
different level,
man.
man.
Didn't play it by my granny, man.
I tell you, man, it is crazy because it stays with you. You start thinking about certain areas of your life. You're like, man, like I wonder my grandma would think if she saw me doing this, or I could call her like, hey, grandma, what do you think about this? And all you can't do is just have a conversation with her. It's like you're not talking to yourself, but you get a chance to, feel something spiritual. Like grandma, give me a sign. Let me know. Saying this is good or not. And I
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I still sometimes I see her in my dreams, and a lot of times if I'm stressed out or dealing with something, God will use her voice to calm me.
wow.
And that's what I tell people. We serve a very smart God. He will meet you where you are. So in those moments, sometimes He'll use her to get to me. if I won't listen to him. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Then you put out a single called "My Praise" in 2017. And I actually got a chance to listen to that song. I was like, man, it's one of those type of songs where it's like, you feel like, man, like this. It's like a person go through something bad and they feel like they're being saved. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You just got this aura, whatever it was, on your shoulders for so long. It's like you just free now. You know what I'm saying? For negativity, drama, and whatever little crap you
That's
got going
exactly
on.
right. Exactly right. Actually, Derek Clark, out of Washington, produced that song, and uh, was it Anson Dawkins? He
Yeah,
actually
dog is it.
wrote that song for me and sang on it, and I was like super honored when we did that song. I love that song. I love that song because he's on it. But it's actually one of my favorite songs that I've done because of I followed Dawkins and Dawkins since I was so young. So yeah, that we did that in 2017. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Okay, the next joint in 2020 did a pandemic called "He Cares for You." Speaking of pandemic, where was your mind at mentally? At that time, the pandemic, the world shut down, and that song came out.
So I did not hate that time. The pandemic allowed me to stay at home, so I, I was okay with it. That song, I feel like that song came out right when it was supposed to. I had recorded a full project and an EP with Derek Clark, and then the pandemic hit, so
Wow.
we didn't put it out. But during that time period, um, we thought it would be a good idea to put that particular song out, and we did a couple of videos to it, and that song hit uh, media radio really hard. I think it got to number 2 on the
Wow.
charts. So that song, during that time, just knowing that God cares for you is, we all needed to know that because we were in a pandemic. Like, people were dying, people were losing their jobs, people didn't have
Yeah.
money, people were losing their homes. And that was the biggest message of encouragement I think that we could get at that time, is that knowing that, like, this all sucks and it's insane, I don't understand it, but God really does care. Like, he's watching out for you. It may look different and weird now, but he is watching out for you. So that's where that song came from.
The next one is "Holiday Wishes." When I heard that song, I was like, man, if you put that like on like there was a movie, that has something to do with uplifting, man. I was like, yeah, that's perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like an
yeah.
all black feature
Y'all
film, BT Plus or something like
y'all
that.
heard him. Y'all heard him. He said movie. We can still put the song in the movie.
Yeah.
But so that song came out, I was dealing with a relationship, and in relationships it was, um if we can just redo that relationship, amend that relationship, that was a holiday wish. So when it's sitting here writing letters and melodies from my heart, uh, I can't even remember all the words, from my heart, making holiday wishes. So that's what the song was. It can go both ways: relationship with God or relationship with your girlfriend or family or whoever. So that's what that song. I think that's a cool song that can just resonate with you. It's cool. It's laid back. You can ride, listen to it. You can clean up on Sunday and listen to it too. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy though too though because it's like when it comes late, you think it's just like, damn, like did I do something wrong? Did I say something? Whatever.
Right.
It need to be something that whatever you done wasn't meant that way, but in reality, you think to yourself, okay, it was supposed to happen for me to remove myself from that. So focus on me. God was telling me something about how hard I was trying to hang on, but in reality, that wasn't it, man.
Right, right, right. Sometimes you gotta let go, but you can still have a holiday wish. You
Yeah.
can still wish for it. But yeah, you're right. Sometimes you're like, what did I do? But that's that song. That's actually a pretty cool song to me. I like to perform that one.
I think it's cool though when you just mentioned, when your music is a blend of gospel, jazz, classical influences and stuff. Because I was like, man, when I hear some of your sounds, I said it might be of Stevie Wonder when he was experimenting, you
Woo!
know. on some
Yes.
of his albums, and I was like, hey man, I was like, if you brought Stevie to the studio and he talking to say, hey man, this is what I want to do, I could just imagine the ideas and tips that he would have answered. Hey man, look, I was, so like let you do you, but I'm gonna add this right here just to kickstart everything.
Man, and you say Stevie, I am a Stevie Wonder fanatic. Like, I got a chance to do a event that was a tribute to Stevie. Man, I like lost my mind. I was so happy because I've been a Stevie Wonder fan for years, so it was a lot of fun to do that. But it's funny that you brought up Stevie. He's one of my favorites, along with like, you know, can't leave Tank out. You can't leave out, you know, if we want to go back, Ella and Sarah Vaughan, and
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
we want to make it current. Jay Moss, big fan, love the production. But yeah.
That's amazing, man. If you was to pick 5 legendary artists, if some of them, if they was alive, your favorites, who would you love to work with as a duet, or like just like a producer you'd love to work with as a production?
Oh, that's easy. Easy. I'm still trying to get Dark Child, Freddie and them on my stuff. I would
I can
love
see
that. Would be a dream,
that.
bro. Like that would be a dream. Ever since that, I think if correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they were behind the Full Moon album with Brandy.
Yep, facts. Yep.
So yeah, I'm like those dudes, man. I need them. Like I gotta work with them before I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love their that production team. Like I said, Jay Moss. I would love to work with Jay Moss because I feel like he would get me, you know. Uh, let me see who else. As far as artists, um, I just mentioned one, Brandy, man. She's one of my
Yep.
favorite, the vocal Bible. Like I got to get to that concert because I got to see Brandy. Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
she's an icon, man. She's the truth, man.
yeah, man. And then we see, that I just have such a respect for artists in general. Every artist has a unique thing that they bring, and man, I'm a fan of a lot of people, but I would work with most people, man, because I just love the idea of collaborating, like that. So yeah, but those are my tops. Like if they watching, Freddie, Freddie and Rodney, y'all call me.
Hey, man, let's make it happen, man. Shoot.
Yeah.
It is crazy you mentioned about that about Full Moon because it's like from Brady coming from Never Say Never to Full Moon, that's when she was like, hey, she was on that spiritual. It was R&B, but she was on that, hey, I gotta set it off era, man.
Yes, she did
Woo!
too. She
Yeah,
did. Yeah.
good stuff. Now, since you got to do a single out, you working on like another EP, or you just, building songs up to reach to that point, to get to that point, I mean?
I have a full EP ready. So the plan is to probably have that out by late spring, and
Okay.
then we'll pull out a full project or a couple more singles to see how see how the world is feeling. But yeah, so we got some stuff ready.
That's dope, though. Is there gonna be like a video visualizer, or is more like promo singles and stuff?
You for me for this song, like a
Yeah,
visual.
yeah.
Actually, that is something that we're working on as we speak right now. So we're working on doing a visual for it. Yes, sir.
Oh man, yeah. Looking forward
Yeah.
to it, man. And
Yeah.
before, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Before we get off of here and stuff, okay, you heard this. You also got working on the video project, and then the coming out. The full EP coming out in spring and stuff. Is there some show dates you got going on next?
I will be in New York on the 22nd. I can't. Oh my gosh, now I can't think of the exact spot. I will be there on the 22nd. I'll post it on my page. But I will be in New York on the 22nd, and we do have some other things coming up, but they're on the calendar. But we finna be moving, man. As long as the airlines don't shut down. As long as we can
Man,
fly.
you ain't lying, man. I tell you, man, the way these things are, man, it's scary, man. You got a choice but to drive.
Oh, I can't drive to New York.
Yeah, man,
I'm,
because
I'm in Oklahoma. That's a little far. We'll
it
see.
is.
We'll see what happens. But I'm really praying that everything works out, not just for me, but for all these people that are going through, man. That, you know, no one wants to go, first of all, go to work and not get paid. That's kind of crazy. But you know, I've been just, you know, praying for these people that they are able to provide for their families, and that this is over sooner than later. You know, that's most important. You know, if I don't get to New York because of flights, okay, but these people have got to take care of their families. They've got to be able to pay their bills. That's what's
Yep.
important.
That's definitely important. Yeah, man, because we gotta get this orange guy up out of here, man, because this is ridiculous, man.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
Way overdue like
It's
a
been
bill.
it's been 8 months. It's been what? Well, technically, like a little over 10 months, and it feels like it's been 2 years already.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, man. You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
like, we tired. We tired out
We
here.
tired, man. Yeah, man. You
Yeah.
know, it's sad, man. You know, what we witnessed in front of our own eyes and stuff. And I thought to myself, I said, man, I got a 13-year-old daughter, you know, then I got another one on the way, another girl. And I'm like, it's
Another
crazy.
one
You
on the
know,
way.
they would,
Congratulations, man.
thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. You know, and I thought to myself, you know, if they're witnessing this type of crap, man, it's crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that just tells you, man, we gotta focus on God. That's where we gotta put our trust in, is God, and focus on that, because all this stuff is temporary. And if you focus on this stuff, you lose your mind.
Yeah,
So it's, you know, it's better to be like, you know what? I can't focus on this. I have to live here, but I don't have to be of here. You know? So
facts.
yeah.
Absolutely. Man, but thank you for taking the time, man, coming on here, man. You know, big shout to Miss Pam, you know, for making this happen.
Man, we gotta love Miss Pam. But and I appreciate you, man, for
No
having me
problem,
on.
brother.
I'm sorry I was a little late, but I had
Nah, it's
my
all good,
times
brother.
messed up. My times was messed up. But
That's
yeah,
all good, man. Cause we would do is by the time you drop the EP by spring, you know, we could, you know, talk about song by song and go from there, man. So let this be like this is a part one, then a part two be coming up soon and stuff.
that's right, man. I'm excited.
All right, so with that being said, you know, give it up for Deon Robertson in the house, man.
Yes, sir. I am here, man. Thank you again. I appreciate you, man.
You got it, you all right, my brother. Thank you all for chiming in, leaving comments and stuff. And with that being said, we out of here, man.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Thank you, man.
All right, you got it.
All right.